Alright guys, welcome back here to separate videos. We're going to be taking a look at NoLimits 2 demo. It's the roller coaster simulation game. NoLimits 2, the demo. I said I would take a look at it before I would buy it. Alright, let's have a look at the tip of the day. Now these tips here, they may be very important. It says here the message will automatically open when errors or warnings occur. Normally messages are rendered, okay. File structure. Then we have here the no late GeForce option inside the roll panel, okay. The smooth track, you can read that out for yourself if you want to. The random rotation options can be used to apply, okay. Learning from failure. Scene objects. Terrain tab. File structure. Block system. Lift section is always a block. Okay, shuttle mode. Lifts that are directly adjacent to stations can pull out a train out of the station, even when the station has no transport device. Okay, block system. Smooth track. The set initial position option is useful for setting the starting view of the play mode. Okay. Block system. The NL2 SCO editor. A random rotation option can be used to apply the random rotation. Okay. Here, the Alt key has several uses for alternative editing operations inside the editor. For example, double clicking on a section will either open the section type settings or segment style setting depending on the Alt key. Okay. Alright, we've seen them. Let's close this up. And then we have a couple of options up here. We have the park. We have here coaster, track, element, supports, terrain, scenery, and advanced. We're gonna come in here in the park. Then we're gonna click File up here. We're gonna go to Open. And if we go to Open, we have a library of parks here, guys. We have the Forest Hills Park. We have the Hybrids Park. And we have the Wilderness Park. We're gonna go with the Hybrids Park. Let's open up the Hybrids Park. We'll get loaded in here. And in here, in these windows here, look at that. How cool is that, man? How cool is that? Now we have some preferences as well. We have here, if we go down here into preferences, that's what we're trying to have a look at today. Preferences. There we go. We have a common up here. We have the view of the layout. Triple view LRR. That means this big window and the small windows here. That's our triple window layout. The big window. This is the editor preferences, what we're looking at here. So we have a big window and we have two small windows where we can work with here. Picking the area pixels, we can change that from 10, maybe here, all the way up and all the way down. 10, I'm gonna leave the pixels here. Now the pixels, they will show how many pixels are yeah, how many pixels will you have here per, it's the pick rate, the rate of the pixels that are shown here in the, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, we have here the snap distance, it's at 0.1. Then we have here the snap angle, the grid size, that is the grid right here. The grid is set at here 1 meter. I think 1 meter. We have a grid. The grid is those squares. We have squares here as well. They're probably about 1 meter or something apart in size here. That's the grid size right here. The grid. All those little squares are grids. All right. Then we have here an option if you want to zoom in and out with the mouse or scroll. I'm going to go with zoom in and out because that is what you have to use. That is the regular, your regular use what you can do here. I have a mouse where you can scroll and zoom in and out. If you scroll with the middle mouse button, you can zoom in and out. Or you can change here the FOV, which means the field of view. You can set that to manual here as well if you want to. You can move this button from left to right. It will also zoom out. Those two things will do the same thing. Alright, the fly speed is flying over the map. You can change that to 15 kilometers or 10 or 5 kilometers, whichever your preference needs it, or whichever preference you want to have it. The fly speed on the shift button, that is the shift button on your keyboard, by the way. Shift button is on the left hand side of your keyboard here. 144 kilometers per hour. You can change that to maybe if you want to 10 kilometers per hour. You can fly over the map here like you can do in game. In the game, I showed you in the first part of the videos. I showed you how we can fly over the map in game. We are not in game. We are in the editor this time. Here the fly speed, the control 36 kilometers per hour. If you press the control button, you can fly as well. The background color black. That is your background color right here. You can change it. Just click on it. You can change the colors here. Something like that. If you want to have a pink background color or a green one, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave it here at black. Alright. What else do we have here? If you change the color to blue, maybe you press default. If you change anything here in the settings here, the numbers, if you change them, if you press a default, then it will set you back to the default mode, to the default numbers for sure. Alright. Then here we have your overlay. We have a couple of ports here, viewports. Well, we got 4. Now, if you get a piece of paper and a blank piece of paper, and if you draw your roller coaster that you want to build, you can scan in the file. But you need a scanner for your computer to be able to do that, to scan in your drawing. Then you would have come in here. You would have a file. I think it's I don't know what kind of file it is. RPG or maybe an LPG file or something, a picture file. Then you can come in here, open it, and here if we go to top, then you would have here a layout of your roller coaster that you want to build. But I don't have that at the current moment. I don't have a scanner or anything like that, so alright. Here you can mark out your center, the X, Y, Z, and the scale in, I think it's meters per pixel. Here you can set the transparency of the overlay here, of the overlay. The overlay is when you have like when you have a picture, when you have scanned in a picture, you can overlay it right here, and here you can set the transparency of the overlay of your drawing. That will then show up here. If you want to have an overlay transparency of 100, then you can see your picture a lot clearer and thicker. It won't be as yeah. You can clearly see your overlay picture that you have drawn and scanned it in on your scanner. You can see it better that way. Make it more transparent. All right, the precision. We're not gonna explain that because that is something for people that are more experienced and use the, what is it? The download. No, it's the vector designer um, editor. I think it is. We're not going to talk about the vector design editor because yeah, we don't need it because we have this editor. The vector design editor is something for more professional people that are using that editor for doing stuff like this, for making roller coasters, for the bigger companies and whatnot. So we're going to skip the precision. We're going to come in here into limits. Here we have the post for the G-force red. Those are the colors of the G-force limit. The regular G-force yellow limit. We have here the G-force green limit. Here also the vertical ones. The vertical G-force yellow limit. The G-force red, G-force yellow, green limit, and the smooth G-force colors. All right. We're going to come to that in a minute. Now we have some perspectives up here for this picture here, for this editor. But first of all, we're going to show you how we can fly in here, in this editor picture right here. All right. So what you need to do to be able to fly, we are up here in perspective mode. Perspective. We have a couple of options here. Perspective. Press your right mouse button, then your arrow will disappear and you can move around in the map here. Press your WASD keys on your keyboard, then you can pretty much fly around on the map here. Look at that. Let's say if you're working on a roller coaster that you're building, then you can use this option here to fly around and check how your build is coming along, and if you have placed your parts on the ground here properly. All right, let's go up here. We can practically fly around the whole map here. All right, so when you want to have your mouse back, press the right button again. Now we can switch in here onto track like that. If we do that, then we can only go along with the track here. Now this camera option here is good if you're building a roller coaster where you can look then. 1 second here. You can also press the A and D keys. We're gonna come back here. Here we go. We can press over on the A. We can come into the tracks here, which are inside the garage, inside the fixing station, I should say. Like that. We can move along here as well until here, but we can't move any further because we don't have any tracks out there. All right. So we are back out here on the track here. Because it says track up here, we can only move along the track like that. That will come in useful when you're building roller coasters. You can check if you have placed your track properly. Look at that. Look how steep that is. All right. The other options here is we can check the right side of the of the roller coaster. We could grab it like that. We can move it around. Actually, we can move it around like that. Checking it from the right side. Then we can come back up in here and check it from the left side. That would also come in useful when you're building roller coasters, when you want to have a look at it in here on your grid. We can look at it from the back. That is looking at it from the back. We can also zoom in and out using the key, using the scroll on your mouse. We can scroll the way out like that, and we can of course we can scroll all the way in as well. Look at that. That's so cool. That's a nice option. Alright, we have the back. We can look at it from the front. That is looking at it from the front now. Let's drink some. Alright. And we can look at it from the top, which looks like this. We can scroll in and out with the mouse here to make the picture a little bit smaller. We can push it along from left and right, up, down, like that, diagonal, and what have you. We can also do that on these two pictures here as well. And we can come back here into perspective, which will bring it out that way as well. We can scroll with the mouse here as well. Look at that. That's scrolling it with the mouse. We can also come in here, the field of view, do this, and come back out here like that. That's pretty cool. Of course, we can also do that with the scroll button on the mouse here as well. The two of them will do the same thing. Alright. What else? What else can we show you? We can also do that up here. When we go into perspective, we can come out here. Like that. Or we can say track, which will only take us along the track, of course. Like that. We can't go out there. We can't go there. This is just going along the track here, guys. And go to top. We can look at it from the front. Yeah, all that stuff, guys. Cool. From the front, top. Okay, we can do all that for this picture here as well. All right. We can also show you the display here. The display, all that display right here. All right, let's go somewhere suitable for that. Let's have a look. Let's go up into the air a little bit. Alright, should be good enough that way. Alright. We got a display here. Now if we click here on draw control polygon, okay, nothing happens there. We're gonna come down here, draw spectators. No, we don't have any spectators. Oh, separators, I should say. Not spectators, separators. Okay. Draw a roll point. We can disable and enable most of our display settings here. Draw overlay. We don't have an overlay, so that won't work anyway. Draw scenery. Look at that. The scenery has disappeared. All gone. This the scenery. So if we come up here into display again and draw scenery, we're going to enable it, and the scenery is back. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Alright, so let's go down to draw supports. We're going to disable the supports. Look at that. All the supports here are now gone. That will come in useful when you're building a roller coaster to check where you have to put your tracks, and if the supports are in the proper place here. So we can come back here in the display and draw supports, and the supports are back. Brilliant. Nice. Alright, what else can we do here? What are these support nodes? Don't know where the nodes are for the supports, of course. So we're gonna put them back. And we can also come down here and draw none. That will delete almost everything that we have here. Okay, draw all. So everything is back when we do draw all. Nice. Alright, let's have a look at this list here. We're gonna come here into the GeForce comb. One second, not the GeForce comb, but the speed comb. We want to have a look at these guys here. The speed comb, I don't know why that's not working. It was working earlier. Maybe you have to go into... Oh, one second. Top? Track, maybe? Or was it perspective? Can't remember. The speed comb. Why isn't that working? Yeah, I don't know why that's not working right now. I might have to probably load another track for that. I was gonna explain these guys here. Draw all. Why is that not working? Let's go into tracks here. No. Okay, that's a little bit weird. But we're gonna end the video here, and we're gonna go into another park. It might work there. I don't know why it's not working here. It was working in a different park, so we're gonna switch parks, and then we're gonna explain these guys here. We're gonna explain them. Alright, so this is gonna be the end of part 1. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys back here in part 2. Bye bye.